Waymarie by a half length on Electric Impulse, and Waymarie wins again. Either Electric Impulse or Lavoie. A photo for second.
But I like Dashing Duchess to take out the long distance race, 2,500 metres, race 4.
And Dashing Duchess, Mark Zara can do no wrong. Another one for him. He steered it clear to win by 2 lengths. Brilliant venture.
Patriot Star galloped to the lead here and Skip Clear running on pretty solidly as the Theophilus from the back half. It's getting really close. Patriot Star holds on though, had a margin.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another racing preview. It's PB Lawrence Stakes Day on Saturday at Caulfield, a Group 2 meeting, and I can't wait to get stuck into it. Before we get to the preview, let's tick off the Wall of Fame for this week. You guys voted, and the photo that's going up is Mornington Glory. Mornington Glory's win was voted the most by you as the photo that should go up on the Wall of Fame, so it slots in right next to Right to Party. Race 1 is a fillies and mares benchmark 84 over the 1100 metres. We've got an open field here. Sunset Dreaming is the favourite at $4.20 ahead of A Little Deep resuming for the Mars Stable at $4.60. Dipsy Doodle is at $4.80. Then you've got Shame at $8. Mighty is at $9.50. Double figures the rest. This was the first up run of Sunset Dreaming at Caulfield a few weeks ago behind Herbert Park. Did really well here to finish off from the back as well as it did. I'm with this horse on top on Saturday. I've also got 1 unit to win on it. On a tough meeting, I reckon it's a pretty good chance. The only query I have with it is the second up syndrome of such a tough front. Well, not tough front, but of such a good run first up. Will it be a bit flat second up? I was originally not going to have any units on it, but then looking at the weather, it could be a soft track again, and that'll help this horse's chances. I also like the speed in this race, and I think it sets up for Sunset Dreaming, settling midfield or so off the inside and powering into the race late. So I've got it on top ahead of Dipsy Doodle, who I reckon Gate 10 isn't much of a query down the Caulfield chute, but I reckon Ben Mellon will lead on Miss Icelandic, and his partner is obviously Jamie Carr. I reckon them two will control the race, and Dipsy Doodle will be in it for a long way. A Little Deep has got class. It's lacking the race fitness, but you don't really need it over this distance, and it's a good chance, and Shame will roll forward. A good last start winner can make its presence felt. But I'm with Sunset Dreaming to take out race number 1. Also, I should say, I'm not worried about Blake Shin going off and Harry Coffey going on. Harry Coffey would have ridden this horse last start if Blake Shin... Harry Coffey would have ridden this horse last start if he was riding at the Caulfield meeting, and he wasn't. So I'm not worried about the jockey change. I just think we're getting a better price. I like Sunset Dreaming to take out race 1 of the day on PB Lawrence Day. Race 2 is a benchmark 100 over the 1600 metres. Rhapsody Chic is the favourite at the moment at $2.60, looking for 5 wins in a row. Rise at Dawn, second favourite at $2.90 ahead of Devoted. Second run on Saturday for the Hayes Boys at $4.80. The last horse in single figures is Showmanship the Toppy at $8.50. This was the last start win of Rhapsody Chic at Caulfield, beating the Open over 1400 metres. I was on it this day and it prevailed. Now, this horse has never seen 1600 metres in its life, which is the main query, but I don't see it to be much of a query. It has won over 1400 metres its past couple of starts on some really testing tracks, and it was getting through the line 2 or 3 runs ago, getting through the line really well over 1400 metres. So I think 1600 metres won't be an issue. It should settle from gate 3, just in behind the leaders, which are likely to be Keats and Rise at Dawn. Hopefully he can get the back of Rise at Dawn, and that'll take it a long way into the race. I don't think it'll be a good track on Saturday. I reckon it'll be a soft something, maybe a soft 6 with the... Well, we're going to have to wait till race day because they're predicting either a low amount of rain or a high amount of rain. I think it was 1 to 10 mil last time I checked, so it could be nothing, could be on a good track, or could be a lot, could be on a soft heading into heavy track. So it's a meeting where you got to wait late and probably bet late to see how the track's playing. But I'm with Rhapsody Chic. I reckon it can make it 5 in a row. I reckon it can make it 5 in a row is what I was meant to say. In for second, Showmanship. I was really impressed with this horse's win last start. It might be back in form. It's the classiest horse in the race. Rise at Dawn will be outside the leader in Keats and in it for a long way, and Devoted probably has to get back to last and run past some really good horses, but it can do so with the new stable. I've landed with Rhapsody Chic on top in race 2. Race 3 is a fillies and mares benchmark 78 over the 1400 metres. Electrona is the favourite at $3.90, ahead of Cap de Joie at $5, also $5 about for Lover Zoo in her stride is at 850. It had to be Zoo at 950. Double figures the rest. This was the last start win of Electrona on the synthetic track at benchmark 70 level. This is a fair step up in class on Saturday from what it faced here, but it was a short price favourite on this occasion and got the job done, winning by about a length or so. Blake Shin retains the ride. I reckon he can take this race by the scruff of the neck and lead, or either settle outside the leader, which is probably likely to be in her stride. And I think it's going to get a good run in the race, and it should be pretty close, or should be right in the finish is what I was meant to say. So I've got 1 unit to win on it. Also 0.75 units to win on Lover Zoo. Now this horse has won 2 on the trot heading into Saturday. Last start beat a short price favourite called Enna's Dream. Has been given 5 weeks between runs since then, which is what it had from its last start win to its win before that. So it loves freshen ups. And I think if it's a soft track on Saturday, it comes right into play. But if they don't get any rain at Caulfield on Saturday and it's a good 4 or a soft 5, I'll be heavily leaning towards Electrona. If we get to soft 6, soft 7, I'll probably be leaning to Lover Zoo. You have to check the YouTube community and Twitter tips in the morning. In her stride, has been knocking on the door, has had a few excuses its past couple. It can put its best foot forward on Saturday. Fiasco Tess is likely to get a good run for Jamie Mott and be running well also. But I like the 2 mares in form here, Electrona and Lover Zoo in race 3. Race 4 is a benchmark 74 over the 1100 metres. Prince Zero is the favourite at $4.40 ahead of Manciere at $8 and double figures the rest. Those are the only horses in single figures. We're going to take a look at a last start run of Beast Mode. This was at Sandown behind, I'm pretty sure Go to Hollywood won this race. Now Beast Mode, this is a very even race. This is probably the most even race on the card, and I'm not confident with this selection at all. But Beast Mode, I reckon getting back onto a firmer surface will suit it on Saturday. I mean firmer as in better than a heavy track. A soft 7 or better for Beast Mode is what it's most likely to face on Saturday. I reckon that's a plus for it. Slight query at 1100 metres this horse. The end of 1100 metres might be a bit of a query, but with the Ryan Houston 3 kilo claim in this grade, I reckon it suits. Gate 9, I don't think it has to lead. I reckon it'll settle 1 out, 1 back or something like that. And it's good enough to win. I originally was liking Cavallo Ramponte, but Beast Mode 2 starts ago had a very good SP compared to Cavallo Ramponte and meets it far better off in the weights off that performance. So I think Cavallo Ramponte's price has been shortened based off its good win last week at the Valley beating Big Me. And I think Beast Mode's a bit of a forgotten horse, but it's a wide open race. Anything can win. Beast Mode ahead of Cavallo Ramponte, who can win. Will need some luck from gate 3 though. Prince Zero can most definitely win. Will settle on speed. It needs probably a soft 5 or better to be producing its best. And then in for 4th, Rain Lord. Mark Zara goes on this horse trained by Peter Snowden. It can improve, but I'm in the corner of Beast Mode in race 4 at a bit of a price. Race 5 is very interesting. It's the Group 3 Vane Stakes for the 3-year-old colts and geldings over the 1100 metres. Interest Point first up is the favourite at $3.40. He's been really well backed. Ahead of Wonder Boy at $4, $4.20 for Blue Stratum, $4.80 for Let's Face the Music, $7 for Band of Brothers. Winchester's at $14. Tarpaulin, the original favourite, was scratched. I was very keen to take it on when it was in the field, so I was a bit disappointed it got scratched. But let's move on to the jump out that we're going to look at. It is of Wonder Boy. Now this horse in its career has won 1 from 1, so it won down the Flemington Straight, beating Pisces over the 1200 metres. They put it away and are bringing it back for the Spring Carnival. Now, that was over 1200 metres, that race it won on debut. It now runs over 1100 metres on Saturday, which I think is a slight negative. It might be powering home late, but might find this distance a bit short. But this jump out was really good. It was chasing Giga Kick, and it trialled similar to this heading into its win on debut, so I think it's going just as well. Draws gate 2, which in a field of 6, I don't see to be much of a query. Should be probably back to last and try and loop them. But I think it's just got a lot of ability, and I'm excited to see what I can do on Saturday. I've got Blue Stratum in there for second. This horse is coming off the week back up. It's the fittest horse in the race, or one of the fittest horses in the race, and it should be making its presence felt. Interest Point was running well throughout the winter. They put it away They've brought it back for the spring. It seems to be jumping out quite nicely as well. And Band of Brothers should roll forward from gate 4. D Lane in the saddle has to be considered. But I'm in the corner of Wonder Boy. What can this horse do on Saturday? It's that time of the week. It's Last Man Standing. The segment before we start the quaddie legs is back, and we're all on zero. Me, Geordie, Sky High Horse Racing. Sammy hasn't returned. Sammy, if you're watching this, I couldn't DM you directly, so you might have to make a new account on Twitter or something and try and message me. But Braden has entered the competition. He's the new horse on the scene, so we're going to get on with what we're doing this week, starting with Sky High Horse Racing. He's having just a $100 win all up. Kuro Yanagi into Pinstriped at Caulfield. Geordie's having $50 the win on Rise at Dawn, and also $50 the win on Lover Zoo. I'm having $100 the win on Bendigo Sunday, race 1, number 8, Marsha. I may or may not have received a good tip from someone who works for John McArdle, saying that this horse is very, very good and is better than maiden grade. So expecting big things from it apparently. And then Braden, his first ever week, he's going Kuro Yanagi, 50 the win, 10 the place, and then also $20 each way up in Sydney on Tom Kitten. That's what we're doing for Last Man Standing, the first week back for the Spring Carnival. Race 6 is the Group 3 Quizette Stakes for the fillies, 3-year-old fillies over the 1100 metres. Kuro Yanagi is the favourite at $2.80, ahead of Drifting, who's at $4.60. Manolo Blings at $7, then Madrina is $8.50. Longer odds to the rest. Kuro Yanagi, this was its first up run in the Lightning Stakes over there in South Australia, where it looked pretty woolly, and it still ran pretty well. Jamie Carr rode it on this occasion, is riding it on Saturday. I think it takes a lot of fitness benefit out of this run. Draws gate 6, clearly shown the most out of the whole field, clearly shown the most class in the field. I think it should be up to its best. The only query I have is second up syndrome. Transferring states, will it leave it a bit flat second up? Maybe. That's why I'm not having any units on it. But it's the best horse in the race, or what it's shown has been the best in the race to date. And I've got it on top ahead of Manolo Bling, who's 1 from 1. Draws gate 11, which I'm not a big fan of, but I think it's got a fair bit of upside. In for third, GG's Miss Truth, coming over from Tasmania, is 4 from 4. A leader, will be in it for a long way. And Drifting, one of the classiest fillies in the field as well for Blake Shin, has won 2 from 4 in its career. It can most definitely win as well. But I like Kuro Yanagi in the Quizette Stakes. Race 7 is the listed Regal Roller Stakes over the 1200 metres, and Mao Tai is the favourite at $4, ahead of Arkansas Kid, first up for the Hayes Boys at $4.50. Also first up for the Hayes Boys is Cast at $6. Expressiveness is at $8.50. It's Our Time at $9.50. And then Who Dares has been in and out of single figures. It's been around the $9.50, $10 mark. This was the last start jump out of Arkansas Kid. Now, this horse has come back very, very well. This jump out was very good. Settled in the lead and went to the line under no riding very nicely. This horse has been gelded heading into this preparation, which I think is absolutely ideal for this horse. I think it improves a few lengths now. Draws gate 2, will settle on speed. Might need some luck in the straight. But I reckon it settles right there on speed and is very hard to beat Arkansas Kid. It's shown some promise first up last prep when it ran second in the Sunlight Classic on Australian Cup Day behind Estriella. If Estriella's not in that race, Arkansas Kid wins that $500,000 race first up. I think this horse first up is ready, and I'm happy to be with it, ahead of the favourite Mao Tai, who returned a very good winner. This horse might have improved a few lengths under Moody and Coleman. Will go forward from gate 5. Linda Meach is a great front-running rider. It'll be in it for a long way. In for third is Kabling. I've actually got some units on this horse, 0.25 units to win, just because I think it's way over the odds. This horse, only 5 starts ago, ran second behind Ayrton in the listed John Dillon Stakes over 1400 metres. This is the listed Regal Roller Stakes over 1200 metres. There's not much difference. $16, way over the odds. Cast, might need the run being first up off such a long spell. It's got some class though. But I like Arkansas Kid on top. Mao Tai second, Kabling the Ruffian there for third in the Regal Roller. Race 8 is the feature. It's the Group 2 PB Lawrence Stakes over the 1400 metres. Pericles is the favourite at $2.90, ahead of Pinstriped, who's at $5, $6 about for the Fit Munamek, $6.50 for Gentleman Roy, $8 for Jimmy the Bear. Longer odds the rest. I'm with the Bear in this race. Jimmy the Bear, this was his last start run behind Showmanship at Caulfield on a heavy track over 1,600 metres, where it was in front for most of the straight and Showmanship pegged it back late. The step back to 1,400 metres, I reckon, suits this horse. It was a winner 2 back of the Mildura Cup over 1,400 metres, so I think that suits this horse. From gate 6, we'll settle midfield. We'll be stalking the hot speed. Buffalo River's in this race, so it's going to be a pretty genuine tempo, I feel. Jimmy the Bear, I reckon, will be midfield, 2 pairs back, 1 off the inside, peeling into the race at the right time, and being the fit horse, I reckon it's one of the ones to beat. I think $8 is over the odds. I'm having 0.75 units to win on it. Pericles, clearly the best horse in the race. Draws gate 7 for Blake Shin. Should get the back of Jimmy the Bear. I just wonder this horse in a fast run race over 1,400 metres first up, whether it'll be at its best or whether it'll take a run or two to get right. If Buffalo River wasn't in the race, Pericles probably is my on-top selection. But just with Buffalo River in the race, it's going to be a genuine test. And I think Jimmy the Bear, having the fitness on its side, represents better value than Pericles. So Pericles, good chance, but I've got it in there for second. Gentleman Roy, also fit, will be out chasing Buffalo River, which might leave it a little bit vulnerable. It'll be the first one to chase, but it's fit and Mark Zara goes on. It's a good chance. And Munamek, another fit horse, will probably get the back of Pericles and be running on well, but I like Jimmy the Bear. Come on, Jimmy. Race 9 to finish today is a benchmark 84 over the 1,400 metres. LOU is the favourite at $2.20 to finish the day ahead of the Open at $5. Danelle Stars at $9. Longer odds the rest. This was the last start jump out of LOU at Flemington. Did some really nice work here, won this jump out, suggests it's going pretty well. This horse hasn't run for 7 weeks. Its last start win was up in Sydney on a heavy track. It comes back down south, and as I've already said, it was a good jump out winner. I reckon it goes into Saturday pretty fit. Draws gate 4, which suits a horse for its running style. It'll be on speed, and especially if it's a firmer surface on Saturday, good 4 soft 5 range. This horse will be in it for a long way. I'm happy to have it on top, but I reckon the horse that represents the most value is Sandpaper. I think this horse deserves to be second favourite. Draws gate 6, has been running consistently. It's past 2.25 units to win on it. The Open, drawn gate 13 this stage of the day is probably a positive. Will fly across, probably settle in the lead or outside the leader, be in it for a long way. And Belle Savoie always runs a good race. Draws gate 8, will be around midfield or so, be powering home for Benny Mellon. But to take out the last race, I'm with LOU, Sandpaper the Saver. Now it's time for the quaddie. 2 out of 4 legs last week, which wasn't great, I should say. But we'll move on to this week. The Quizette Stakes going for 1 Drifting, 3 GG's Mistruth, 5 Kuryanagi, 7 Manolo Bling. Throwing in Just Like Gabby will be fitter for the run. First up, and D Lane on. Race 7, the Regal Roller. 2, It's Our Time. 7, Kabling. 8, Arkansas Kid. And 9, Cast, and 11, Mautai. The PB Lawrence, 1, Pericles. 2, Munamek. 7, Gentleman Roy. 9, Jimmy the Bear. Leaving out Pinstriped. We all know what's going to happen now. And race 9, if we get to the last race, we should get it. Going for 1, Running By. 4, Tijuana. 6, Danelle Star. 8, The Open. 9, Belle Savoie. 15, Sandpaper. And 16, LOU. That's what we're doing for the quaddie this week. Hopefully we can finally get it. Thanks everyone for tuning into this week's preview. It's a meeting where I'm not too confident. It's going to be a 4-unit spend. I think if Jimmy the Bear gets up, we make a profit no matter what. But yeah, hopefully most of these selections, all of these selections get up. I know they won't, but hopefully we can make a profit again after what's been 3 weeks. The last 3 weeks we made profits, so hopefully it can continue this Saturday. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye for now.